All right, good afternoon, Cyber Traders. Welcome on back here this Wednesday, May 25th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. Great to see all of us live inside the Cyber Group room. Leda, Patrick, Bill, Felix, who's been doing pretty nice today himself. Bill also doing pretty nice himself. Norman picking up some money early. I feel like all of us are having a pretty good day, like live inside our trading room. Great to see all of us back on social media as well, Facebook Live or YouTube. Hey, when the markets are pushing up like this, we can't complain alike, right? I mean, it should be a good all around. But I mean, again, like I said yesterday, today's provided just such a great opportunity all around, up and down, either direction. So, right now we're actually coming off the Fed minutes meeting here. I didn't pull up like all of the big headlines coming off the minutes meeting. I don't like want to talk out of pocket, talk as if let me just pull up the headlines here. So FOMC minutes meeting obviously ended up concluding just a moment ago at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Actually, from class, we were looking forward to this here at this point. But the headlines coming off it basically saying, although overall economic activity edged down in the first quarter, household spending and business fixed remains strong. So with that, a couple of other headlines. The invasion of Ukraine by Russia is causing tremendous human and economic hardship, which obviously I feel like we all know. The committee seeks to achieve maximum employment and inflation at the rate of 2% over the longer run. So, these headlines ended up generating a big reaction within the market. The bigger talking point is this. Let me ask all of our students this very quickly inside our live trading room. I say quickly because we have class coming up at 3 o'clock. What's our whole philosophy here at Cyber Trading University? Like I asked in class, even I know Chris was in there, Gene was in there, a bunch of us, Bill. What's our whole basic philosophy here at Cyber Trading University? I love how Chris abbreviated it from class. Follow the big money, right? Follow the money, follow the big money. Absolutely, right? So with that, I mean, how do we follow the market coming off, the minutes meeting? We don't know what's going to happen. We have to react to it. So with that, one thing that we did actually recognize right before the minutes meeting, we actually saw this prior. Fortunately, smart money could show their hand if we're able to identify it on level 3 or level 4. So on level 4, one thing I ended up noting was that we ended up having a bunch of selling, a big red dot on bookmap level 4. And it was on the SPY right off of 394.42. There's big selling there. And, coming off the minutes meeting, we saw a pop up. It was like, okay, maybe, things are going to look good. But then we ended up having a huge shakedown. It broke right under it. And that's where Patrick and I inside the live trading room are saying, well, hey, this looks like it's going to be a short. Very volatile market, as you could see. Ended up pushing back above that price, and I'll draw the line there actually pretty briefly. But nonetheless, hey, if that's not going to act as resistance, then we have to improvise. You hear me say that oftentimes because, we don't control the market. So with that, once this ended up beginning to break back over 394.82 right here, well, it's at that point that you look to begin to flip the script, at least temporarily, if not across the whole remainder of the day. So with that, I ended up doing that. I was calling out AMC initially as a short. I ended up doing all right on it. I could have done better, but I was expecting more of a drop. So it squeezed back up, and I took like a small profit, like 6-7 cents on AMC short. And then from there, I flipped it long. I didn't even have the best entry on the long side of things, but in right now, in from 1136. And with that, we're looking for a big squeeze up on a few of these trades. So, BKSY on the screen here to begin. I'm going to confuse that with B-Sky, but BKSY ended up making a big pop for us earlier today. Needless to be said, we're going to put this on our list to start. It's just at the highs right now, making a move up towards 3. One interesting note on this trade, if anything, folks, we ended up seeing a big iceberg order on the ask right off of, I think it was 288. I wrote in the chat board there. That order got pulled. That order did not get filled. That order got pulled. I think he got placed higher, but I don't know if he was trying to drag traders into it up higher and then to smash it down. So, right now it's making a bit of a lower high, actually snapping back down a bit. So be careful on this, but definitely for right now, the BKSY will just, put on the list to begin. I don't have my notepad in front of me here. I got to do some keyboard. All right, let's go right from top to bottom. Otherwise, though, I would expect the markets to really continue to coast into the afternoon, folks. Whether stumbles here during this meeting, I would expect at least by the time the market closes, just based off what we had happen here, for a pretty strong close. So we'll see. But let's keep it going for right now. Number 3, STON stock VGFC here is a cheapie. This is a buyout, I would assume. I need to click on it. If so, yeah. GNCA, I didn't mean to click on this. Cheapie, I got trapped in that. HMLP, this one also is a buyout. So a bunch of buyouts, a bunch of cheapies on the top of the list to begin. Not really as particular about those. The MICS trade, I don't know if my charts are working as much now. I know that when I was subbing in for Fausto for the morning meeting, it wasn't. And yeah, something's going on here. I don't know. Looks like right now, though, the MICS, for what it's worth, my 5-minute chart is working, whereas this morning, actually, that wasn't working. The 1 minute was. But, this is inching up a little bit here. I'm not so particular about it, even if you're able to trade. Like, I don't know if I'm able to, but yeah, for right now, nothing really too standing out on this one for me. The CAL, yeah, let me zoom in on the chart here briefly. Nice little bounce off of, 25.90 to 26 there. A little slick shot, but volume kind of winning back down here. So I'm going to pass on it for right now. Now, we get to the Reddit stocks, like, I mentioned before, AMC, and with that, GameStop here ended up making a huge squeeze earlier today. So, I don't know if this is going to be long lasting, if this is going to last today into tomorrow, into Friday, or if it's just for this afternoon or what. But yeah, GameStop and AMC in particular, I'll put both of those just on the list for right now. AMC. See, I'm in this right now, 36. I'm definitely looking for a higher high at this point. My stop is set, but definitely want to see this make the push up towards 1180 a lot sooner than later. I feel like there's no reason to not think that it can't hit at least 1180, perhaps even 12. But we'll see what happens here. Just follow this right now, though. It needs to make the push, though. Like I said, pretty soon. I wanted it to going into this meeting. Hasn't exactly happened yet, so we'll see. All right, Groupon, GRPN. Nice, slow, steady push up for this afternoon. Slow doesn't mean that it's not up big. It's up 21% right now on the day. But, ran up beautifully earlier before and then just started to coast. And only until now is it beginning to break higher. The issue on this stock, if anything, is just that it's kind of on thin volume right now. And if this really begins to get a lot more volatile heading into the close, the spreads are going to open up more. Order book's going to thin out more. So just be careful in that regard. But Groupon, I'll put on our list here. I would assume resistance off of 14. There's no real iceberg order showing there, but perhaps some refreshing at the level once it gets tested. Keep it going. AIHS, pretty spotty stock here right now. Pass. Redbox, RDBX. This one ended up making a nice push for us once again this morning. And then even right now, it's just still pretty tradable, right? Moving on up pretty nicely, held around 587, 590 area, then made a higher low and pushing back up for right now. So yeah, I'll definitely put this back on our list here. It's hard not to. It's one that we've all done really well on here as a team. Not just saying myself, but most of our students, if anything, picking up 20, 30 cents a pop at least, on the stock at times, just dating back to the last month, it's done really well. So, it's gained our trust in that regard. We know this stock can make a pretty big move, should the stars align. So for right now, we'll definitely put this on our list. All right. Quick water break. Let's see what else we got here for right now. The Maxer stock I see here, MAXR. That's kind of thin volume, $28, $29 stock. It's like not really doing a whole lot right now. Got Overstock, which I know is like pretty thinly traded, so I'm reluctantly clicking on this right now. It's moving up pretty nicely, but again, spreads are going to open up even more than they are right now. Order book is pretty thin, like I assumed. And yeah, for right now, I'll put it on our list here, kind of same line of thinking as Groupon, but not a level 1 stock here. If you're like more of a new student joining us here, you definitely want something that has a more liquid order book to follow. Just because it's thin doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make a bigger move for you or even easier. Oftentimes it's harder. So, just keep that in mind. This is definitely more of like a level 3-ish stock, if anything. Yeah, big BIG, not BBIG, but Big Lots BIG ended up making a nice pop earlier today. And Hey, again, it looks tradable, but order book is just really thin on this one too. One that I know the order book won't be thin on. Party City here ended up getting crushed about like 2 weeks ago here. We saw this down like over 50% and then only continued to drop off. So I'm sure at some point in time, the shorts will cover. The party will be back on for this trade. But yeah, right now it's like making a little move, but nothing too impressive. All right, so let's see what we have on the loser side for right now. I know that there are a couple of others from the gainer side, perhaps that we could have clicked on. Hey, if there's anything else making a really big move upward right now, folks, just type it in the chat board. Let me know in advance. Topping the losers list here, VRCA. I know Fausto covered this earlier in the morning meeting, or not, not Fausto myself. Jeez, we covered this earlier in the morning meeting here. We ended up seeing this gap down early on, but nonetheless, it didn't make as impressive of a move as we expected it to. No short squeeze, no temporary dead cat bounce on this one. Ended up dropping off as soon as the market opened, and then from there continued to pull back. But really hasn't gone anywhere since. It's been in this kind of tight range for the meantime. So right now we'll pass. I don't know. Nothing really too much going on for this one. It's tradable, but TWOU is at least showing better direction heading into the late morning, early afternoon. Ended up breaking down, and we called this one out a little bit later on. It was kind of like towards 1:30 Eastern where we ended up seeing this begin to squeeze back up off the lows. So, you look for the lower low at that point. We got it, but, it's kind of squeezing back up right now. Nothing really too special about it here, aside from it being down 16%. If it was, much closer to the lows that it just made, then, I'd anticipate a much better short. Just because it bounced here, it doesn't mean I'm expecting a huge dead cat bounce. And that's that. So right now we'll pass on this TWOU trade here for right now. Folks, I think that just about wraps it up here. I don't really see much else on the loser side that's at least easy to borrow or anything that's like trading good volume. So, more on the way up. Just coming off the minutes meeting here, like I said, I'm expecting a really good close for us at this point, especially after that big selling level actually held as support here. So, if there's anything that looks good on the way up, type it in the chat board. Just let me know here. All right. Got nothing from the trading room so far. A few of us on YouTube right now. Francia saying BKSY. Yeah, that's already on our list there. That one's looking incredible. We started this meeting off by going over the BKSY for right now. So, it's on the top of our list. It's still, moving on up to 3. Bobby asking about the Chewy trade on YouTube. Nice move up here. Yeah. It's up over 6% for right now. And, this could be like a meme stock, a Reddit stock. I feel like anything, could be labeled as one of those. Don't try and even put up an effort to, figure out if one's meme stock or not. By the time you look into it, you're going to miss the entire move. If they're talking about it on that Wall Street Bets Reddit channel, that channel has, and I haven't checked the numbers lately, but last I checked, it was like 12 million subscribers or people like following that page. It's like having 12 million people in our live trading room. We're already on top of everything here in this live trading room. So, listen, if something is moving, they're going to talk about it there. So I kind of label them as the meme stocks because back in last year, early last year, AMC, GameStop, Bobby J, Bed Bath Beyond ended up running. Express, all those were running. So we kind of tagged them together as like, oh, the meme stocks. Chewy, I'm sure, is one of them. It's making a pretty nice move right now. So good call from Bobby on YouTube. All right, folks, I think that just about does it here. That wraps it up here for us, right? Looks like a little bit of a top being built on the SPY for right now, but I'd just say it's kind of holding strong right now. It hasn't shaken back down just yet. So, the more of this it does heading into 3:15, 3:30 Eastern time, we're looking pretty good then for a bigger pop heading into the close. Hey, if I'm wrong with that, then let's just try and react to the market, right? Like I said before. So, I was initially looking for a further drop. We had it, but then it slung right back up. So you got to improvise and follow the market, follow the big money at that, folks. All right. For all of us on Facebook Live, YouTube, I appreciate you sticking with me each and every day, each and every afternoon. I believe may be wrong, but I believe that Fausto should be back tomorrow in the morning. All right. So any questions that you have, feel more than free to send on over through email, josh@c2trading.com. If you wanted to join us inside our live trading room, that is, go right down to the link on the yellow banner below just to get yourself started. For Chris and Michael and Pete and Bill and Leda and Ron and all of us here live, if you wanted to join us coming up in class, the Phase 1 stock course will finish up today, talking all about news. Not just where to get the news from, but how to react to the news. So, pretty interesting day coming off the Fed minutes meeting here. So, at least, I look forward to this class coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern time. If you wanted to join, just click the link right in the trading room. All right, folks, I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.